Put down the knife.
Dr. Disrespect is on the verge of one of the...
I don't think this guy likes me. I want to see what this video.
Put it down! Come on! Put down the knife!
This is the United Kingdom, where it's illegal to carry a knife longer than 3 inches in public without good purpose, and is punishable up to 4 years in prison. As of 2022, 40% of all homicides in England and Wales was done using a sharp instrument like a knife or a broken bottle. And knife crime is up 76% over the last 10 years. Knives have become the primary boogeyman for politicians to point the blame at.
They say
Wait.
a man drove into a house and then began
Wait, over the past 10 years is 70%? That's not even double.
stabbing people with a sword.
I mean, it's bad for sure, but...
I think I've been stabbed and cut about 24 times. I've been shot 5 times.
It's bad, I get it, but
I
I thought it'd be way more.
It's not safe around here anymore. Anything can happen in seconds. They're selling online for £15. Whole big katana about longer than your whole leg.
I've got scars all over my arm, my leg, stabbed in my face.
Through where the bullet went through. Look, it stopped.
I don't know how you're alive, by the way.
It stopped halfway through, look.
Ah!
Whoa, this is crazy. And as of January 2024, new laws passed making the purchase of zombie blades illegal. But is knife crime as bad as the media paints it out to be? Are people afraid of getting stabbed while walking the streets of London? And will banning the purchase of knives stop people from stabbing each other? I pulled up to Camden, a borough in central London, to find out.
Then it's not the knife's fault. It depends who's got them. But I wouldn't say ban. I'm not into banning anything, really. I'm into regulation.
Okay. Like zombie blades or just like all the knives?
Pretty much everything.
All of them? You think knives should be banned?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah? Like all of them? Or just like the big zombie knives?
Any.
Any?
Anyone that carries knives in the streets are cowards.
I think if you was to sit there and say, no, I don't think they should be banned, something's wrong.
Something's wrong with you?
Yeah, you shouldn't need to walk around with a knife.
What do you cut your bread with?
A knife, obviously. Oh, yeah, no, you're right.
That's my dilemma, yeah. What?
Wait, what? What did he say?
Something's wrong with you?
It's wrong.
Yeah?
Yeah, you shouldn't need to walk around with a knife.
What do you cut your bread with?
A knife, obviously. Oh, yeah, no, you're right.
That's my...
Yeah, but what you have at home isn't what you have in the streets. Like, you don't need to cut your bread at the fucking bus station.
My dilemma, yeah.
So-
What would happen? Would people start cutting their food with like plastic knives?
Forks.
Okay, interesting. What about like a steak?
You have to use a knife, but you can use a little tiny one. No sharp. Remind yourself, no sharp.
All right. So it's all about that sharpness.
Exactly.
What?
I'm scared of like when I was at school, someone tried to steal everything off of me with a knife. Take away the weapons.
Okay.
Knives?
Knives.
Just like
Like-
on the street? Yeah.
Sure.
obviously, yeah.
What about like kitchen knives?
You can't really do that, can you?
I don't know.
Why do you need a blade that big?
Sure, like let's say even a sword. Just
A sword.
yeah.
Just keep them at
Gonna
home.
have the hobbyists out there, right?
Yeah, well, exactly. If used in the right way, nothing should be banned, really. But that's very difficult to police, isn't it?
Knives should be banned.
Yes.
Yeah. All of them?
Yes.
Even kitchen knives?
Of course they should.
Yeah.
But knives don't kill people, people kill people.
All
It's
right.
that easy.
I think it depends on the context. Where do you find the people with the knives? Probably in concerts or public places might be banned.
Not banned, but they have to take more control.
No, speak English.
Like,
No, because for cooking
cocinar.
Yes.
I actually went to school with someone who died from a knife crime. I think that with banning anything, it's not as easy as you're just going to be able to get everything off the street. Things are always going to happen regardless. Like, for example, we don't have guns here, but we still have, we still have gun violence. It's not as common.
Sure.
It would have to be a very detailed plan, really cracking down on different areas. It's a very complex issue that I don't think a flustered 21-year-old who just saw you on the street can answer.
Yeah, no, hey, you did a great job though, jumping into that.
Wow, that was actually really well. You know what?
Not the ones in the kitchen. I mean, I guess the question is if I bring it out
respect
in the
it.
kitchen, it's now in the streets, right?
I guess. I'm not really around knives much.
Same? Do you think all of the knives should be banned?
I mean, yeah, it is better not just for for us. It's for because some people when they're like drunk or something, they wouldn't think about what they're doing. So directly they would just stab, and then when they wake up from being drunk and they know what they did, they're gonna be like, yeah, I did the biggest mistake of life.
Yeah, stay away from...
Bro, are you branded? The lady said she doesn't know. She can't give a full answer because she doesn't have the information. That's like That's what I wish 99% of people that say dumb shit like myself should say.
Booze.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not being qualified to tell you.
Buy them in Morrison.
Okay, right over there?
Sainsbury, yeah.
Morrison's. All right, let me see what I can do. We are going to purchase a knife. Boom. Do you think knives should be banned?
Not really, because you need them in the kitchen. So like, how are you gonna, do you know what I mean?
How do you do it, right?
I think when it comes to knife crime, you need to look at the social causes, not just how easy it is to buy a knife. Like, I think there's a lot more to it than that. I think you're better off, instead of banning knives, I think you're better off actually investing in young people.
What?
I think that's the way that you stop knife crime.
I think you're onto something.
Yo, if you're waving around a fucking knife, you're just brandishing and shit, you know? Like, oh, that, sorry, my phone was ringing. Like, dude, what the fuck? You can, anything can be a weapon.
Thank you.
Should you ban rocks? There's rocks everywhere. If you throw a rock at somebody, you can kill them. You ban rocks?
Now I'm gonna go on a mass murder spree. Kidding. Please don't call the cops. All right, bye. Let's say you do ban these. The question then becomes, is this a sufficient enough deterrent to stop me from getting a chunk of metal and sharpening it myself? I don't know. Honestly, probably, yeah. I'd be too lazy to go make my own knife, but I would get the screwdriver and start hacking away personally. And if not,
they definitely should ban unpackaged, whatever, just knives on the streets and them being brandished or whatever. Definitely.
Knife, they own a pair of scissors. So I think what they're really saying is ban slightly weaponized, sharp things. But this is not intended to be a weapon. So where does this logic end? Question for you, miss. Do you think knives should be banned?
Yes, definitely.
Like something like this?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
What if I need to cut my bread?
Well, I mean, outside or inside?
What if I bring it outside?
Only if it's near your flat or where you live.
Sorry, illegal.
Yeah. I mean, we have...
If it's already illegal, then there's nothing to do then. There's nothing to do. Just fix the population. That's just what it is. Let me tell you, just fix the population. There's nothing else you do.
Bad knife crime in Camden. It's really bad. No one's controlling it. And it's along with phones being snatched is also another big problem here. But yeah, I wouldn't do it, yeah.
Why is it so bad here, do you think?
Because there's nothing for the kids to do. So they're just like wandering around with no activities, and I think that's part of it.
Do you think knives should be banned?
Yeah, of course, man. Use your hands, man.
Nice, man.
Use
Peace
your
and
hands,
love.
bro.
Peace and
What
love.
about these right here? What if I'm cutting bread tonight?
Kitchen.
It should be a much stricter sort of administration on it.
And do you think that logic should apply to all knives?
Yeah.
So what is the current problem then? I don't know what the premise of the video is. What's the problem then? Like...
All knives, anything sharp. If you can do damage with it, it should be registered.
Could you stop someone from finding something else that's sharp?
The problem is violence. People use tools for violence. You can't ban all the tools. There's not much you can do about it. You tackle crime better and tackle society problems that have a more healthy population problem. That's about it.
No, if anyone wants to hurt themselves, they'll do it. But I think that's more of a reflection on the mental health crisis than the
Okay, this is interesting.
They can't be banned because you have to use them for eating.
Sure. What about like a sword?
Maybe yes.
Yeah. Maybe. All right.
If you want to stab someone, you don't need a knife. You can use a pencil. You can use a pen. You don't need a knife. You know, you need education.
What do you think about that?
We don't like guns. We don't like violence.
Shouldn't use knives for violence.
Okay.
That's it.
I figured it out. The simple answer is ban violence. But this new zombie knife ban begs the question. Once zombie knives are banned, should regular kitchen knives also be banned? Can a government regulate violence out of people? Or will people just find other creative ways of hurting each other? I pulled up to Edmonton and met up with Farron, an anti-knife crime activist.
Edmonton? What?
And vigilante superhero who runs a knife amnesty program where he meets up with knife owners, allowing them to anonymously turn their knives.
Is that a fucking gladiator blade? It looks like a gladius or some shit.
Taking knives off the streets.
Young people see me as a place of hope and a place of relief where I'm able to take their weapons with no consequences. It's anonymous. I'll then dispose of them through the police, or we're going to start actually processing them ourselves and melting them down into other objects out of stainless steel that could be used for the bettering of young people in the community. Like, the main aim is if we can transform these young children's mental thinking, then hopefully that should transition to positive actions.
And how many knives would you say you've retrieved from the youth? The time
Just
under 5,000 right now.
Whoa.
Yeah, there's a lot.
We work strategically with thousands of different organisations. When thousands take the weapons off them, sometimes they need more longer-term support, and it's how we work with them afterwards to stop them from going back into the gangs or stop back from taking knives.
When I say knives, we're not talking about kitchen knives, yeah?
What are we talking about?
So come along and you find out.
Are these blades? Swords right here? Oh.
This is what Thaz got just yesterday.
What?
Yeah. Mate, all you got to do is look at the news
Whoa,
and you'll see that
whoa,
people's
whoa,
been getting nearly decapitated with machetes.
Yo. Oh, whoa.
Yeah. I thought it was nothing as well.
Dude, what even is this?
That could do some damage. I mean, we're getting creative here. This is like Viking-esque. The serrated edges look brutal.
Brutal, isn't it? But
I mean, that's...
Chat, guys, I had to say it, okay? Dude,
as well.
You take a fucking big-ass branch and then you put like some nails through it, you're achieving the same, if not worse than this, right? You can't ban like fucking branches and nails, brother. Like,
so I saw that hanging at the end of it.
That could do some damage. I mean, we're getting creative here. This is like Viking-esque. The serrated edges look brutal.
Brutal, isn't it? But
I mean, that's just like intended to inflict pain.
look at this steel. It looks like proper hardened steel. Put away on that.
Yo.
Yeah.
This is cool. I mean...
Yeah, hold that.
All right.
I'll hold that for you. Pull it apart.
Whoa. This is crazy.
Okay, that's scary as fuck.
You like, looks like a little bamboo stick. Yo. I mean, would this even hurt someone?
Could it hurt
some of this shit is fucking medieval.
It's just a goofy at a certain point. When people typically hand these in, are they like, you know, I made a mistake, I shouldn't have had this knife,
There's so many different reasons and...
Damn, this would do some damage. Are people typically hiding them
Am I
in
dumb? What
their
did I
pants?
say?
They hide them in the bottom of their shoe underneath the inner soles. They hide them in bushes and stuff like that.
You think you've been given blades that are murder weapons?
If someone told me they've hurt someone with a weapon, I'd never take it. Like, I'm not here to facilitate murders.
Sure.
And be an alibi to someone.
I didn't even think about that.
I've done a collection where I handed in 130 weapons and they blood tested every single weapon and there weren't one bit of blood in it. I believe that if someone done something with a weapon, they wouldn't wait around for me to collect it. They could just dispose of it themselves, you know what I mean?
And what got you into this?
I've been in a situation where I've been stabbed on 2 separate occasions. In it, I got a total...
Dude, you're comparing gun problems with knife problems isn't very healthy for anything, I don't think.
Of 18 stab wounds.
Brass knuckles?
There's a lot of components to crime. There's a lot of components.
Even got a taser in there somewhere. This is how it would be if I sent someone. So basically, I put this inside of this. You see it's got my address in it to this building already. They put the knife in there and then they use this prepaid package and send it straight back to me.
Oh, the little pods.
Really? I'm sure that we got another one of these in there.
Oh, this thing's sick. That's the problem. These things do look cool. They attract me visually. Oh, yo, damn. Triple nunchucks?
Bro,
So
what
you
the
have these
fuck is
emergency
that?
bleed control kits. What are those?
So basically, this is another thing that we work on. In this is going to have things that can basically stem large bleeding. We've got the faux blanket, so if you lose too much blood and you're going to shock, this will keep you warm. We then got a tourniquet that would be used to stem bleeding. You put this 4 inches over the wound, not too tight, not too loose, and that will stop excessive blood loss. Then we've got the open vented chest seals. That's something that if you get any stab wounds in the chest area, you have to put this on and it will stop air from going into the body and basically collapsing the lung or causing more problems.
And do you think this should be standard issue for people these days?
You know what the thing is about it, right?
What?
There's first responders, and a lot of people see first responders as the emergency services. But you need to think about it. A young group of children walking home from school. Who's really the first respondent? The friend that's seen it happening. And if their friends have got the right knowledge or the right equipment to stop bleeding, because usually if you get hit somewhere in the, like if you get stabbed in your artery, you can bleed out in minutes.
I mean, seconds.
Tyler, you know what it is when you get stabbed?
Dummy.
Your adrenaline's rushing and you don't even realise you got stabbed because it feels like you're getting punched. Where I really noticed it was a bit weird was, you know when you bleed, you can feel the blood trickling on you down your body. But when I touched my neck, there was no blood on my hand.
Is that how you got stabbed?
I got stabbed in my neck, my head, my chest, my back, my bum. 18 times. I got stabbed 9 times once, then 9 times the next time. It goes all the way down there across my...
Holy shit. That looks painful.
Yeah, across my clavicle bone.
I mean, it healed quite well.
But when I touched it, there was no blood coming, but I could feel the blood dripping, but I was bleeding inside. So it's forming a hematoma. I lost 40% of my blood though. They put me to induced coma. A day into the coma, I jumped out of my induced coma and I grabbed the nurse by the hair, started pulling my wires out because obviously I was in shock. My body's fighting from shock, do you know what I mean? So they basically shot now and again. Then I got up, man, I had a tube out my neck, tube in my arm, drip in my other arm, tube in my foot, I had the catheter in, and there I was just like, f*** you, man. But my main problem was like...
Well, now it's scary as shit then.
Nerve damage. So I had a lot to work back from. It's like a big shock. Like when I got stabbed, it's like a big blur of white. It went jing, and I just heard a big ringing noise like that, and I couldn't understand what happened. Like out of the 5 nerves that control your neck and your arm and all that, 4 of them got cut straight through. The 5th one got severed. The guy stabbed me once, stabbed me twice. But the second stab in my neck, my arms went down, bang like that. I was trying to fight him off, and he just kept stabbing me, and I fell on the floor. And I remember thinking, I was like,
and if they have guns,
I've never lost
dude, I hate this comparison between knife and gun, like violence, or whatever, right? The way I think about it logically, when people say pulls out a gun, okay, it's a lot more committed to the action. It's like the likeness of them getting repercussions for it is much higher. On top of it being if it's an illegal gun, the thing you're missing the point. You're missing the point. Okay, having a gun and is crazy, like risky. Like people don't just do that. Why is there a question mark, man?
The fight before, what the f just happened? I was like, man, all I thought in my head, I got defeated. And then after that, it's like, he started to go one way.
Dude, the guns are serialized, okay? Motherfucker, if you shoot a gun, you're very likely to get caught, to get tracked, that it comes back to you, right? Therefore, the quote-unquote risk of brandishing, using a gun is, you have to really commit your shit if you're gonna do some shit. That's just what it is. It's what it is. Then a fucking knife.
I started to crawl off like that. I was crawling off, and I said to me,
the nature of that
come back to me again when I was crawling off. I thought,
makes gun crimes gonna be different to knife crime. You can't compare them.
And the bottom of my bum again, I was like, man. And after that, the fucking police come in it. I'm trying to be normal now, do you get me? I'm not trying to get arrested. They've come up to me, they're like, oh, we heard there's been a fight, what's going on? I said, nothing, man. I said, I'm good. Like, no, nothing's going on. And she's chatting to me. But these times, I'm starting to fade now. I've just been stabbed 9 times in it. So I'm just like, she's like, you're right? I'm like, yeah, I'm cool. I'm alright, man. I said, what's wrong? I said, oh, I'm tired. I've been jogging. But
it's easier to shoot somebody than it is to do that. Brother, it's easier to run somebody over with your fucking car than it is to do any of that shit, right? A car is a weapon. Why doesn't it happen as often? Dude, there's a bunch of reasons for this shit, you moron. It's all different. You can't compare apple to orange.
These times I'm in the process of losing all my blood. Do you get me?
Yeah, you're dying.
And it's just like, cold red, multiple stab wounds, bro. Literally, I look down, my top's just going like that. It's just getting redder. My neck's redder. My hair was hanging on my shoulder. I just remember getting rushed to the hospital. I just remember saying to him, like, why ain't my arm working? And he just said to me, like, our main thing is to stop your bleeding right now. Do you get me? I lost so much blood. And after that, yeah, man, just literally the road to recovery. It went from anger, revenge, and I think that's why I've just got such a fight against knife crime. I feel like every single day I take a knife off someone, I feel like I'm getting my bit back at knife crime for what happened to me, do you know what I'm saying? So it's just like a forever burning furnace in my chest to just do what I can towards knife crime, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, who was this guy?
So he had a fight with a female family member. I come back and defended it hand to hand, fucking smacked him up. Then he come back with a knife and I used to pride myself in fighting, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that was me. Like, I'd have a fight. I weren't a bully or nothing, but I could definitely hold my own. Think about it, I got stabbed 9 times once, then I got stabbed 9 times again. If I was a habitual knife carrier, I would have been the one doing the stabbing. And even to this day now, I'd never carry a knife. Like, I'm good. And the life that I live, it'd be very, very strange for me to get in any sort of...
Chat, what about things that incapacitate and hinder some of the ability to do a crime? I feel like pepper spray. Pepper spray. People should... I haven't made it. Pepper spray. You have that. Some motherfucker pulls up with some shit. Pepper spray. Run. GG. I think that's gonna...
Incidents
no?
where a knife can be turning me, do you know what I mean? You see America, you see when you lot say you're gonna give someone a life sentence, they be like, you get 100 years plus 2 more life sentences. Now that's a real life sentence, yeah? Sure. In England, when you get a life sentence, someone's been in jail for a couple of years, they get 12 years, do half of it before you know it, they're out in 4. People say, oh, but look in America, people still do crazy things. I get it, but guess what? That crazy person, he ain't gonna be around for 70 years no more. He ain't getting a chance to come back out and do the same thing again. So I do think, yeah, the consequences
maybe it shouldn't be.
That's using stabbing, it's not a good deterrent. I just basically pray, yeah, that the children of England don't get the accessibility to guns. Like, think of how...
Because I don't think a lot of people use pepper spray offensively, but it can be very effective defensively. It's why I find the tool to be possibly useful.
How calculated, premeditated you gotta be to say, you know what, tomorrow morning, I'm gonna take my knife from that order from USA, yeah, I'm gonna put it in my pants, I'm gonna make sure that I don't get cut with a straight edge, I'm gonna go 5 miles down the road, I'm gonna wait outside the guy's building or his school, I'm gonna stab him, and then they've got to do a whole new getaway now with this whole blood-stained knife. He's got to make sure he gets close enough to that person and pushes it in, hear the cry, feel the knife go through bone, tissue and everything and run away with a knife that's going to be bloodstained. How hard do you think a person with that mind state, yeah, how hard is it going to be for him to put a gun and pull it at someone?
Oh, it's easy. It's inhuman to just pull a trigger. Yeah. This is wild that people are buying these for 50p. I mean, I don't know why.
What's that, 60 cents?
How is this even possible?
Well, these guys are not only taking these blades straight out of Elden Ring off the streets and into safe hands, they also melt the metal from these blades and turn it into things like gym equipment for at-risk youth to use at this youth center they're building.
We got a partnership with Amazon. All their defected goods or return goods, they come to us and we basically get an engineer, fix them with young people, and we give them out to the community or people that's in need of them.
We've got about 28 rooms that are done. These are some of the rooms. We've got about 37 to go. We've got upstairs, downstairs, massive photography and film studios, media rooms, and we really want to do a lot of
kind of cool
activities.
We used to have one of those centers near where I live. We'd go to it all the time.
From end to end, there'll be one massive video wall.
Yo! This is sick. Yeah.
With resources to turn in your weapon and chill in a safe environment after school, you gotta wonder why young men are buying these weapons in the first place. I met up with Marvin Herbert, ex-career criminal, gangster, and alleged killer. He learned his lesson the hard way though after getting shot in the face and balls, and he now advocates for the youth to stay away from the life of crime he once led. But before we
Dude, stop showing it, man.
Finding where you live.
No, man, I can't do this no more, man. Fuck.
Marvin, everyone calls you an ex-career criminal, and now what are you up to?
I'm a shepherd. I'm leading the people towards a better destiny, a better outcome, and a better sort of journeys. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm steering people away from my old existence into a light of love and acceptance and sort of a selflessness.
And was there something that happened to you that led you to switch your path and pivot?
Yeah, well, basically, if I'm being honest, I got arrested in 2012 for 4 murders, and I got extradited from Spain to England to stand trial. Whilst I was on trial, and one of the people that used to work for me ran a bill up. We used to give people drugs and everything to sell, and this one kid ran a bill up that was exponential, and he needed to be taught a lesson. So I wanted to hurt him. When I went to hurt him, I kind of found out he was my son's best mate, or one of my son's closest friends. And I realised the ripple effect of the actions I was committing was just harming kids, and it's got to stop. And that was that in 2014 I decided not to engage in criminal activities where young people are risking their life, their liberties and their futures on a product that ain't going to get them anywhere. And then basically I've had to go through a transition of losing all my money, all my assets, all the bits and pieces that I accumulated in that world. I had to let it go to start my journey fresh, so I can demonstrate by example on how to change your life.
Wait, 10 years ago, all that happened? 4 murders and it's just walking the streets?
I see a scar across your face. Yeah. Is that a prosthetic eye?
Yeah.
Did you get shot in the eye?
Yeah, I got shot point blank range. I got shot in my leg. It went down my penis and shot my right testicle out. I got shot in my arm. It bounced off the floor, went through my hip and exited my 7 and 8 lower vertebrae. And then basically he finished up with a headshot here. You put your finger on there, look.
Yeah.
Yo. I'm not trying to see it. Ah!
How you doing, man?
See you. Come on. Yeah. Marvin Herbert.
A legend.
It seemed like Marvin's criminal past had made him a legend in the community.
Yeah, there we go.
Have an amazing afternoon, ladies. Don't let yourselves down.
You know everyone out here. This is your place.
This is my planet. Yeah, this is where I'm from, innit? So this is where all the major raves were, here and the Forum and Kennistown and Camden Palace. At 11, 12 years of age, I was really a crackhead, smoking crack, heroin.
You did a crack at 12?
11, 12, yeah. We were selling it at first and second year of secondary school. We were smoking crack and selling crack and heroin and ecstasies. And basically, because these were the places we used to come, it sounds crazy, yeah?
It's pretty crazy.
At 11, 12 years of age, it sounds crazy, but this was our reality.
So, Marv, you're a nice guy. People are taking photos with you. You're smiling. You're saying, hey, how you doing? Were you always like that?
No, I've always been nice. I was the kind of criminal that protected the weaker criminals. So I took on adversity because I didn't like bullies. I think I've been stabbed and cut about 24 times. I've been shot 5 times and I've been hit with an axe. Stabbing weren't a problem. Being stabbed weren't a problem for me. And getting shot weren't a problem for me. It was me stabbing and shooting other people that became a problem. Say you got a kid here, right, and I'll give you something to get you on your feet to help you.
Right.
And I know you got no money.
Got nothing.
Yeah? But then when you up, I'm supposed to do what? Stab and shoot you. That's not fair.
You have to, right?
Yeah, but it's not fair, is it? I've never hurt anybody for money. Do you know what I mean? That's one thing I've never done. And anybody that owed me money, they got left alone. Have an amazing afternoon, gentlemen. I will do. Don't let yourselves down now.
You're like a ray of sunshine out here, Marv.
Yeah, I like making people feel comfortable, man.
Yeah.
Have an amazing afternoon, lady. And I like making people smile. Have an amazing afternoon. See, there you go. Yo, thank you very much, my brother. No one ever thanks you for keeping this sweet and clean.
Marvin seemed like he was channeling the energy he once used to allegedly murder people
video.
to being a force for positivity in the same community he used to be a complete menace in. Just like some of the troubled youth we see today stabbing each other with knives spot off Temu.
Let's go back. So 13 years old, let's say, how do you eventually get into top dog status, king of the criminals, if you will, and end up getting shot?
Going up the criminal ladder, it started with car stereos. From the car stereos, we went into cars. From the cars, we went into burglaries. I didn't like burglaries, so I went straight from the cars into vans, delivery vehicles, anyone delivering vehicles or precious goods. And then after that, afternoon? OG, come on. Where we here? Basically, car stereos to cars, to delivery trucks, to money. You know, money's in transit, the Securicor vehicle. And then went from Securicor vehicles into guns and drugs and murders, and then into the, what's it called, logistics and transportation of drugs.
How the
so
fuck does he get no time for all that? I don't get
18 shootings, 25 murders, I don't know how many armed robberies, you know.
How did they not lock you up?
Because it's not what they know, it's what they can prove.
I see. Are people eyeing for the crown you sit upon at the time?
No one can take my crown.
So are you compensating for some of the evil things you've done, or what?
Yeah, that's
You
what
must have gotten the deal for
man.
sure.
Have an amazing day, people.
Wow.
Basically, no, I started realising that all the people in that criminal world never loved me. And I've been risking my whole life because no one comes to see me in the hospital. I helped hundreds of people for my whole childhood against bullies. And not one of them come to see me.
Why? Do you think they would today?
No. They're all wankers. Have an amazing day, sir. When you've been involved in shootings and murders, right, and you've seen people shot in the head and killed, when you get shot all over and you're lying on the floor and someone walks up to you and puts a bullet in your head, a gun in your head and goes bang, bang, you don't expect to wake up. And the fact that I never even passed out, I rung my own ambulance.
What?
I didn't think it was real. What? Because when he shot me in the face, it all went numb. I didn't know what happened. What I did do was got better.
Okay.
Yeah?
Healed up.
Ah! Now I'm the sickest machine you'll ever see. And if any of them come in my journey right now, then they'd face me at the best version of me possible. I actually realised that
this video turn to something else, Jesus.
People call it God. Wanted me alive, mate. Have an amazing day, sir. When I've turned my life around and I ran out of money and I had nowhere to live and I was homeless, my mate, I rang him up. I said, what can I do? Where can I go? And he said, I've got a yard. You can have the yard. So
let's check it out. Oh, right on. This is a nice little flat.
Wait, there?
What do we got going on here? What's up, Bear?
This is my headquarters.
Okay.
This is where we're starting HMP from.
Okay. So this is a reset we're witnessing.
This is a reset, man.
So you went from top of the organized crime world and you're back here, you're resetting.
With all the alleged murders and crimes to rise to the top of the criminal ladder, once the law catches up to you, you get sent all the way back down to level 1. I met up with Venom, a youngster allegedly still in the game, who looks up to Marv so I can try to figure out why he would even consider messing with the law after seeing Marv's current life situation.
Why does he keep doing that?
Yeah, in the kitchen.
Okay. And you're kind of a new gen criminal or what?
I wouldn't say I'm a criminal, it's just that get by in life. Do you know what I mean? Work for government. I don't see working a 9 to 5 going to get you a nice car or get a mortgage or, do you know what I mean? When you're government, you're locked in. So I just want to have a good life.
So you're taking to some more unconventional methods to make some money?
Yeah. Like the things I want to do, like do you know what I mean? I can't do it with a 9 to 5. And plus, like, I don't really like taking orders or, do you know what I mean?
So you're kind of independent on the streets?
Yeah. Well, when I was homeless when I was 14, 15. Like, went into care. Do you know what I mean? I had to do like criminal stuff to be able to pay for a hotel because I couldn't get ours. Because I didn't have no family or support when I was younger. I did, but not as good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So you walk around here. You have like a piece on you?
I ain't gonna say too much, but
what's something one might protect themselves with out here?
Well, out here in London, it could be, anything goes, mate. You could have a bottle of acid, a chiv, a pinger.
Bottle of acid?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, anything goes. And like when you're on the roads, it's different. It's not like you're all by citizen. You can just walk down the street and then, do you know what I mean? Here, you got to look after your shoulder.
What the fuck is a pinger?
You don't know who's who. You don't know who's talking behind your back. You don't know who's trying to stab you in the back or set you up. So
I thought that was drugs.
It's not nice stuff, but it shows you into a strong person. I got stabbed 3 weeks ago as well.
You got stabbed?
Yeah,
Should I see?
Yeah.
Whoa!
That's another one. I've got scars all over my arms, my legs, stabbed in my face. I don't give a fuck who you are, what you've done in your life, what status or whereabouts. Do you know what I mean? You piss me off, you could be Conor McGregor, Anthony Joshua. You know, I know I'm going to lose in my head, but I'm not losing, I'm winning. I'm going to step toe to toe, and if I get knocked out, sweet, I'll go and I'll come back with a bigger thing. Do you know what I mean? That's how it is. I ain't backing out for no one.
Thing, we're talking maybe a chicken cutter?
I don't know, might be a paintball gun or something.
So, I mean, I got this from an unknown source, but this is pretty standard carry out here, or what?
Yeah, that's normal. That's the people run around with
a kitchen knife, or what?
You know what I mean? People run around with Rambos, ZKs. You know what I mean? Took their arm off. You know what I mean?
So in the kitchen, do sometimes you gotta get something sharp and chop away at the rotisserie chicken?
Yeah.
Yeah? Is it when the chicken acts up, or when you have to make the chicken know, like, hey, I rule these streets?
Nah, I don't do that. Like, do you know what I mean?
What is this guy doing?
I don't look at people. If someone's making money over there, I ain't gonna go up to him and say, "Wait, you're on my block making money." Nah, if everyone eats, everyone eats. But if you bother my peace or bother any of my family or my friends, then yeah. It's not like the olden days where everyone has a one-on-one straightener like down around Millwall or in the park, or you shake hands and you walk off. Nah, mate.
Yeah.
Like my other
Let me
friend,
get joined,
he got
gotcha.
stabbed. Like, I mean, he died. Like one more tattoo, all that.
So these tattoos represent people you've lost?
Yeah, they're here and here.
And this due to knife violence or what?
One of them was knife violence.
Chad, this video was so pointless. Chad, I'm skipping the rest of it. What the fuck? Chad, that was so pointless. Chad, these videos always have a direction, but this one was like just, it started with like some sort of question or message and then just keep going forward into nothingness. Like, what the fudge? All right, what else? Okay, here it comes. Yo, this is X on the beat, yo. Okay. You heard my voice as well. That is. Anyone knows that boy? I don't know, he's just so soy. Anyone knows that boy? I don't know, he's just so soy. Okay, that was pretty
good.
Cool.